Football is the only theatre left where the audience still believes the play is real. We come for the goals, but we stay for the morality. We demand a hero, someone to carry our hopes, someone to wear the white kit of the good guy. But a hero is a static thing. It's a ceiling. And to truly understand the soul of the game, we have to look at the man in the black kit. In football, the villain isn't an accident. He is the friction that creates the fire. We claim to hate the diver, the shouter, or even the egoist. But without them, the victory has no flavor. We need someone to blame for our losses and a villain to be scared of. And yet, if you peel back the layers of the antagonist, you rarely find a monster. You find a human being who reached a breaking point, or a man who realized that being loved isn't nearly as effective as being feared. In this sport, there's many examples of this. So with inspiration from this video, I have gathered the best ones. So join me as we take a journey through the villains of football. For almost a decade, Zinedine Zidane was unstoppable. He was the hero France didn't want, but needed. Starting in 1998, leading France to their first ever World Cup, all the way to 2006, he was basically a god. But the problem with being a god is that the world is always waiting for you to bleed. And in the 110th minute of the 2006 World Cup final, the architect stopped building. He decided, in one visceral moment, that his dignity was worth more than the trophy.
He's saying some more. Well, he leaves football.
This is the perfect representation of man versus self. Zidane shattered the illusion of the perfect hero. And as he walked past the trophy, the world realized that he was human after all. You see, the thing is, most great players announce themselves. They show their confidence, their egos, and they're loud with it. But Zidane wasn't. And this was likely the biggest contributor to how people perceived him. They called him the architect because his movements were basically perfect. He represented the peak of human capability. But being a god is an exhausting act to maintain. By striking Materazzi, Zidane reclaimed his humanity. It was a self-destructive act of personal truth over public expectation. Zidane represents the hero who snapped under pressure. Suarez, on the other hand, represents something much more complicated. The man who is willing to be the world's monster if it means his home is safe. In the 2010 World Cup, in the final seconds of the match against Ghana, Suarez committed what many deemed the ultimate sin.
Off the line, incredibly, off the crossbar. Now the linesman on the near side is flagging.
It's a handball.
I think it's a handball. Linesman sees something as a red card. Must be a handball. Must be.
To the continent of Africa and the rest of the world, he was a cheat. He was the man who stole a historic moment from a whole nation. He was the ultimate villain. But if you look at it through the eyes of Uruguayan people, Suarez wasn't a cheat. He was a scapegoat. He knew he would be banned. He knew the world would hate him, but he also knew that if he did nothing, his country was out. He chose to trade his own reputation for his team's survival. Suarez shows us the vigilante side of villainy. He's the guy who does the wrong thing for the right reason. He doesn't play for the respect of the world, he plays for the win. Whether it's the handball in 2010 or the infamous biting incidents later in his career, Suarez is a man who plays on the edge of human instinct. And to put it simply, he was a hero in the wrong story. To transition from the players to the manager, we shift from instinct to design. If Zidane and Suarez were villains by circumstance, Mourinho is a villain by choice. He is unique because he doesn't just fall into villainy, he inhabits it. He understood early on a fundamental truth of human nature. It is much easier to unite a group of people against an outside enemy than it is to unite them for a cause. So he became that enemy. At Chelsea, Inter Milan, and Real Madrid, Mourinho created a siege mentality. He would walk into a press conference, insult the referee, poke a rival coach in the eye, or claim the entire league was a conspiracy against his team. To the outside world, he was arrogant, toxic, and bitter. He was the ultimate villain of the modern era. But look at the deeper side. Look at the players who played for him. They didn't see a villain, they saw a shield. By making the media and the fans hate him, Mourinho took all the pressure off his players. While researching this, I truly understood the term, the special one. Most people ran from chaos, but Mourinho invited it in and asked it to sit down for dinner.
You sound as though you're feeling the pressure.
I'm not feeling the pressure, no. You cannot put pressure on me, no chance.
Okay, enough glaze. Let me just say this. Mourinho is the director of chaos. If Mourinho is the director of chaos, then Cristiano Ronaldo is the force of nature that chaos revolves around.
Which the turn for Ronaldo. Made room for the shot! Oh, off the post! Boubacar Barry barely saw it.
Ronaldo is the final boss of football villainy, but he isn't really a villain. He's obsessively disciplined and possesses an ego so large it has its own gravitational pull. While the world fell in love with Messi's natural and quiet magic, they took Ronaldo's success personally. This is because Ronaldo reminds us that talent isn't a gift from the gods, but a result of working so hard that the possibility of losing is practically non-existent. He is the villain of our own laziness, and oftentimes our subconscious will place them in an immoral bracket to make it okay not doing the amount of work people like him do. The defining villain moment of Ronaldo's career happened in 2006. In a World Cup quarter-final, he helped get his own Manchester United teammates sent off. Then, he looked at his bench and winked. In their eyes, England found its public enemy number one. But look at the deeper side. Rooney himself later admitted that he was trying to do the exact same thing. Ronaldo wasn't being a bad teammate. He was being an elite competitor. He doesn't pretend to be your friend during the 90 minutes. He doesn't care if you like his statue or his brand. He cares about the win. He just proves that the ultimate villain isn't the one who breaks the rules. And when we look at all these guys, we just come to the understanding that villains aren't the opposite of heroes. They are the players who realize that in a game this beautiful and this cruel, sometimes you have to be the bad guy to survive. Someone that's playing this role perfectly today is Lamine Yamal. He kinda is just like Mourinho. In the days leading up to the El Clasico this season, he used the media to rile up people and get them hyped for the game. And when the day came, we watched peak entertainment. The game was intense and ended in an entertaining way. That's part of the reason why people say that he is saving football. He's bringing back the hype that used to come with big games like the El Clasico. So, keep an eye on the kid, because he is a perfect modern example of a villain in football.